Hi there. Welcome to Friday's class. You should be assembled with your workshop group, and you're going to take about the next 50 minutes to watch this video to complete a set of tasks to get you started on your magazine, your workshop group's magazine project, which is the final project of the course. So let me just begin by quickly overviewing the magazine assignment. I encourage you to read the website description of the full assignment prompt on the website, and you'll see there that basically this assignment asks you to create a one-issue or a single-shot electronic magazine or website-based magazine that assembles the things you and your group members have written in the second half of the course, namely the plagiarisms and the visual media analysis essay. Each of the members of your group, 3 or 4 of you, will be contributing your visual media analysis essay for the magazine and their plagiarism. So that's 6 or 8 pieces already. And in addition, I'm asking you to, each member is also supposed to create an additional item for the magazine, and I've given a list there. It can be a photograph project, a slideshow, or a gallery of photos. It can be an original work of art. It can be an op-ed or an opinion column. It can be an album review, a poem, nonfiction essay. You can come up with your own proposal for things you want to produce, but in some way you're going to write or create another kind of text or kind of media content piece for the magazine. So in total, everybody's producing 3 things. For many of you, it'll be a 9-piece magazine. For some, it'll be 12. And then you've got to package that together, creating a front page or maybe a table of contents and an editorial welcome letter, and all that together will be the magazine. Not so different from the zine, except now it's a website and very different tools to create websites, very different constraints in terms of the options you have and the possibilities you have embedding media and images and so on. Okay, so that's basically the goal of the assignment. It is the final version of this website, so essentially the finished website is due on the last day of class, a week from Monday. We're spending today, this weekend, and all of next week working on this website in class, and you and your group will probably meet several times outside of class to construct the website. Okay, so here's what I want you to do today as a group. After you finish watching this video, I want you to start by compiling a list of your group's essays and plagiarisms. That should be a list of 6 to 9 things. Whatever each of your essays is about and what your plagiarisms are about, just create a bullet point list that give the titles of those essays and plagiarisms and a brief description, a phrase or a sentence describing what the essay or plagiarism is about. Then, as a group, discuss what possible theme or focus your magazine might have by looking at that list and seeing if there's any obvious similarities or patterns that jump off the page. Similar to the zine, your goal here is to see if there is something that will make your magazine unique to the subject matter and the things that are being explored in those pieces within your group. And let me just stress that while I realize it can be challenging and it will take some creative out-of-the-box thinking to find a kind of vision that encompasses the very different kinds of pieces inevitably your group will have to work with. At the same time, I think you'll be better off looking for something that's unique and somewhat specific thematically than, say, art in general, because everybody's writing their visual media analysis essay on some kind of art thing. So that's not going to really be unique enough to make your magazine particular to your group. So that's a challenge, and you can hone that as you go, but get a start on that today, discussing, based on your pieces, what it looks like might possibly be some good directions for you to pursue in terms of a focus. To talk about, given the kind of feeling you have about what your magazine's focus might be, what would be some good ideas for that additional content piece that each member is going to add. And that's both what would sort of fill out the missing parts of our idea for our magazine. Do we really need a photo essay that shows an example of the theme of the essay? Do we need an op-ed that deals with a recent item in the news that's related to this concept? Or take into account the talents you already have in your group. If you have an artist in your group, it seems fairly obvious that this might be a great opportunity to put your art skills to work. If you have a writer or a poet in your group, that's probably going to be more enticing options for those members. So discuss and decide on what each member's additional content piece is going to be. And that's going to be your homework this weekend, and for Monday is for each of you to create and bring that additional content piece. Okay, after you've done that, next your job is to browse the list of websites I've created. I want you to go to each of those websites, which are online magazines, and just chat as you browse about the things that you're seeing on the websites that strike you as interesting, cool ways that the websites have been designed, cool ways that the magazines have been conceptualized, and the way they present themselves and present their content, their articles and the writing. How do they present it in a way that's compelling and engaging to you? Make notes of websites that you find particularly attractive, and perhaps jot down some ideas of what it is that you're seeing that makes that website stand out to your group. That might be able, if you can find ways of duplicating or imitating that in your own web design, that might be something to try out. So browsing those websites. Next, I want you to watch the Weebly tutorial below this video that I've posted in the journal. It's a longish tutorial, but it is pretty comprehensive in showing you the basic functions and options you have in Weebly. And by the way, I've chosen Weebly intentionally as the website platform of choice for your groups to create your magazine because it's free. It uses a very intuitive drag and drop function for you to build pages, and unlike a lot of blogging platforms, you actually get to build the elements of each web page customized to that page. So the way your front page looks doesn't have to look anything like the way your article pages look or your special content pages look. They can all be tweaked to look particularly shaped to the type of material you're presenting for that page. And that's going to be part of the value of this experience of creating this site. So go to Weebly.com after you've watched the Weebly video and create a joint account with a username and password that the 3 or 4 of you need to work out will all be shared to log into your magazine. Create an account, and then immediately upon creating an account, you'll be asked to come up with a URL to call you what address your magazine will be. You have to decide on that and create that, and then also a template or a theme that gives you a basic generic starting template to work with that can be changed, but it gives you that's the first step when you first create a site on Weebly. The URL and the theme can be changed fairly easily. They're highly customizable and they can be changed later. So don't waste too much time on that. And then the last thing I need you to do before you submit your homework for today is once you've created the basic website and chosen a template, create on the front page just temporarily for the sake of this activity. You'll get rid of this later. But just temporarily put a text box on the front page somewhere and add some text, post some text that should have 2 things in it. A list of the content, basically the bullet point list of all those content pieces that you will have in your magazine. Both the list of the plagiarisms and visual media analyses titles and the additional content pieces that your group is producing individually. That comprehensive list of content items, I want you to put that somewhere on your front page as a text box. Secondly, B, I want that text box to include a short description of what you think your magazine's focus or theme is going to be, and any ideas you particularly want to pursue based on what you saw today when you were browsing the various electronic magazine websites that I listed below for you to browse. So in other words, what's going to be in it, and what's the focus or theme going to be, and is there any design concepts that you want to particularly pursue because you were inspired by what you saw today. Okay, once you've posted that and published that, it's just, again, you'll take that out after Monday, but I just want to see that you've created the site. I want you to take the URL to your newly created site, paste it into Canvas under the magazine activity assignment that I have created in Canvas, and that's it. You'll be done for today's lesson. Over the weekend, don't forget your homework for Monday is to go home and start working on and complete the creation of that additional content piece. Perhaps some more ambitious projects like longer articles or more ambitious art projects can go past Monday. But if you picked something simple, a poem or an op-ed or a photo essay, go ahead and do that work this weekend, if at all possible, and bring on Monday your completed additional content project. Okay, I will see you all on Monday. I'll look forward to looking at your very rudimentary beginnings of your websites and your lists in Canvas, and I will be answering questions as I'm available by email. Don't forget to submit your final version of your visual media analysis essay tonight in Canvas, and I will see you next week.